Hello, Internet. Thank you once again for joining me to talk all things vertical drama. And look, I found probably the most recognisable, most famous face from vertical dramas, which is the amazing Noah Fearnley, who's kindly joined us so I can ask him all the questions on your behalf. So now I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself. Like when you meet someone for the first time, how do you introduce yourself? What do you tell them?
I just say my name's Noah Fearnley. That's all, really.
Okay, so can we go back to the beginning? Where did you grow up?
Where did I grow up? I grew up in Orange, Connecticut. I bounced around a lot. I was in Connecticut, New York, Boston, Tampa, Miami, and then Los Angeles. So I've been jumping ship for a long time.
Okay, and are you like a country person, a beach person? City?
I am. Did you know that, or you're just
No, I'm just
saying?
asking.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of a country boy at heart. Not gonna lie. I rather live in the countryside and in the peace. That's where I thrive.
Okay,
So
excellent. So, when you were growing up, what was kind of your favourite things to do? Basically, were you putting on shows or writing, or were you playing sports, or were you doing other things?
I was a football player. I was a football player. Football was everything to me. Football was my dream. I wanted to go to the NFL. I wanted to play football my whole life, and then it got taken away from me a little bit. I had a knee injury, and it was devastating to me. It was felt like my life was over. Didn't know what to do, and then I ended up finding myself in the modeling industry. In the modeling industry, I was I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of just kind of standing there and looking pretty. And then I found myself into acting and realizing it was a form that I could express myself, and that's why that's what I kept doing and pursuing, and I love doing it. So
So it wasn't something as a child you were like, I need. Were you ever in any shows as a kid?
no, I was a sports guy my whole life. I loved competing. I loved playing sports. I loved playing football. I played every sport under the sun,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I just it was never something that show business or being like in the spotlight ish was not a thing that I've ever been intrigued with. I like a peaceful, quiet, alone life in a way, in a version of that. So yeah, I like sports. Sports are my thing. That's really it.
Okay, so what is it about acting then that's kept you there? It's like, what has it delivered?
What is it delivered? Jeez. I mean, it's done a lot for me. It's done everything for me. I mean, I I'm a, I struggle with I struggle with mental health, and I struggle with anxiety and depression, like a lot of us. A lot of us go through stuff like that, and I think it was somewhat of an outlet, which I assume it's an outlet for a lot of people, but it was a version of an outlet for me that was life saving at many times, and it's changed the trajectory of my existence on somewhat of a purpose. If that's not too deep,
I know we like deep. I don't mind when we go straight to what really matters in life. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's just the truth, I guess.
Okay. Is there, so you're saying it's an expression. How do you find, I guess, being on set or being part of a crew kind of, is that a plus as well? The camera. Some people have sort of said that the other thing they love is just being part of a team on the set. And I was thinking if you're coming from sport, is that an appeal a bit as well, that you're part of something
I
bigger?
I don't. I mean, film is a collaborative between everyone. Um, Although I think where it differs for sports is that it's a combined team of kind of going against one another in sports, and I think film is individuals as themselves coming together into one aspect. Um, so I think there's things that are similar, things that are different. Um, I don't know. I would say it's a plus. I meet so many incredible people, and just people that change my life and them not even knowing. Some people have no idea how much they've opened my eyes and done for me, and I love that and respect that. So that's that's it.
Do you remember your first paid acting job?
I do. The first audition I ever did in Los Angeles was a I ended up booking the job, and I was studying for a while before I even wanted to pursue it, and I booked a job, and I was so excited, and oh man, it was an experience of pretending that I knew what I was doing. Um, did I know what I was doing? No, I had no idea. I had no idea, and I learned a lot from that. And I think I was doing more acting offset, pretending that I knew what the hell was going on, rather than actually acting. And so yeah, I mean, I do remember it. It was called Morgan's Secret Admirer. It was this series that we did, like, I don't know, a bunch of different episodes. I don't know, it was funny, but it was a good time.
And did you do anything momentous with that? Because I know sometimes people are like, "That's my first check. I went and blew
Did
it
I
on
do
this."
anything? What
Did you do anything like memorable with it? Because sometimes people are like,
with the
"A
check?
check," and I went and bought all the crew drinks, or I bought this, or I did
I
that, or
was
something.
broke. I was so broke. I couldn't afford anything. Oh my god! I just moved to LA. I had no money. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to pay bills. I didn't know how to afford food. I was struggling. I was mentally in not a great place. I was struggling with loneliness,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, loneliness is probably my biggest fear. If you want me to be completely transparent, that's something that I've
Mm.
struggled with my whole life. And I think there was so much going on. I mean, the check just put food on the table, and that was it, really.
That's all right. Well, sometimes that's what you need. That's the most important thing. That means
Yeah.
they've got dinner tonight.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, actually, because obviously you have done a vertical. Are you a cook? Is that something you enjoy doing?
Am I a cook? Yeah, I love cooking. I love cooking. And I think actually, if I was not an actor, I would have chosen to be a personal chef. I love cooking. I struggle to just cook for myself. I don't know. I don't find much purpose behind it sometimes to sit there and cook a whole thing. But if I have people in my company, I love cooking. I love cooking them a meal. It's something that makes me happy.
Oh, that's awesome. So once you've started acting, what sort of jobs were available? Kind of.
What jobs were available? Anything anybody that would hire me. I mean, I went through this phase of like trying to pretend that I knew what I was doing and try to pretend like that I belonged and I mean anybody that would hire me and I moved here and then kind of COVID started a little bit after that and I was going through so many personal things. I went through so much. And yeah, this journey of wow, this journey has been there's just so many things that have went on in my life that I am grateful for the experiences and the people that I met and yeah, I mean whoever would hire me, I would take the job for the experience, for the momentum, you know.
No, that makes sense, and that's
Yeah.
pretty tough actually. Being in sort of LA on your own through COVID. I mean that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're by yourself and what do you got going on,
yeah. Joyous memories.
Yeah.
I was doing homeschooling, so I was trying to get
Really?
a 7 and a 9-year-old to do some schoolwork. That's quite an experience, by the way, trying to watch a teacher who has no idea how to use Zoom, trying to control 37-year-olds, one of which is drawing basically penises all over the screen and he can't stop it. That was my life. So, yeah. So next question is, what was your first vertical? I think I know, but just get you.
Yeah, it was with Ashley Michelle Grant, who I saw this morning. Actually, she's an incredible soul. She really is. We did the show Escorting the Heiress,
Yeah.
and I believe that was the first one. And I was like, what are we doing? What is going on? And slowly kept going, kept picking up, and I've now done 54 shows. And that was wild because I was shooting, 12, 14-hour days for like, I would book up just 96 days in a row, and I would go every single day, and then I'd take a week off, and then I'd say, well, I got nothing else, in my life to look forward to in a way. So I was like, all right, let me go back and do it, and I would do 54 days in a row, and I was very much blessed, but I was very much in demand for it, and so I would just keep my days, my schedule just nonstop. But it got to a point which was a negative for sure, where I started to lose myself. And I've done that multiple times in my life where I've lost myself and, had no way how to figure out how to get back to that. So that it kind of started to hurt me because then I didn't know what was going on anymore. So there's been positives and negatives. But yeah, I've done about 54, and that was my first.
Okay, I hope this isn't too deep, but this sounds a bit like what I do because I work and work and work because I don't like stopping. Because when I'm stopping, I have emotions and I have thoughts and I don't
Yeah.
like them. So work is easier because then you don't have to deal with it. So you just keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah, I've been a worker my whole life, and before acting, I was a business guy. I've started 3 or 4 different companies in the past. I had launched them. I've had business partners. I've had investors. I've had suppliers and chemists, and I've had so many people that I've worked with trying to build companies, build startups, build. I was a huge business guy. After football, I was just such a business guy. When I was in college, I was building businesses. I wasn't paying attention in class. I was on my computer building, a company, and then, after 2 years, it wouldn't work, and we'd kind of switch, and I'd find, my business partner and we'd build these companies and take every dollar we had and input it into it, and so I was a business guy forever. But yeah,
So were you the ideas guy or were you the one like, I will just do all the work to make this happen kind of
I
thing?
don't know. I've always been just a worker. I don't know. I just always like building things and creating things, and I think both, a little bit of both, in a way.
Did it take you by surprise how much you were in demand and how much fans responded
Yes,
to you?
yes, that was yes. It did. It did. It did take me by surprise. The demand that came in. We ended up, and there was a point where we did get a little overwhelmed. We weren't expecting it, um, and it was. I don't. It was just crazy. Trying to navigate deals and offers and all these things, and then I started working so much that I started losing myself. So then I got to a point where it was like, okay, I can go work. I can fill up a schedule of nonstop filming, but it's like actually destroying me now because I have no idea who I am. I have no idea what I like. I don't know what I want. I don't have anything going on in my personal life. I have nothing. All I'm doing is filming another person's life, and it's actually started to hurt me. And then, so yeah, but overall, it did surprise me. I was very grateful for it. It pulled me out of so many hard times, and it definitely changed my life. It put me in a position of, I used to really be struggling financially. I'm not necessarily struggling anymore. I can, pay the bills and stuff like that. So I can be comfortable. I can be happy. But yeah, it was good. It was good. It really was.
So do the roles kind of merge then? So having done 50, sort of what makes a vertical or a role stand out for you then? You remember it more particularly.
What makes a role stand out for me? Um, makes a role stand out for me. I struggle with a lot of. I'm gonna be really honest. I struggle with a lot of roles that are close to who I am. Um, I struggle with if a character's similar to Noah. I struggle a lot because it's hard to. If I can't, I need to find differences in it or then I take myself and I input myself, and then I take that and I change the version, and then it ends up altering who I am as a person in the moment, and then when I get home and I have nothing else, it's like destroying my personal life. And so I've just went through so much of that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just all about finding differences for me. Um, but yeah, I think that would kind of be my answer.
Okay, so I have to ask you about a few ones that kind of fans particularly
Okay.
like.
All right.
So, Driven to Love, you have Grace
Yes.
Swanson.
Grace Swanson, a wonderful human being.
I always think one of the things you're best at is that kind of old school Hollywood bickering. That
Oh,
kind of screwball fast, kind of slightly, I mean, I've said this, I think kind of slightly Jimmy Stewart kind of. And I think
yeah.
that's one of the first ones where the pair of you do that brilliantly. And also, yeah, you had a good little action scene, didn't you, at the hotel?
Yes. Yes. That is true.
How do you find it with that kind of dialogue? Because you do seem to have this brilliance at doing that really fast-paced staccato dialogue, sort of back and forth with someone.
Um, I think it also depends on the other person. Grace is incredible. She's a really smart girl. She's very talented, and it's hard. And I'm sorry. It's easy to be able to kind of go off of somebody like that. Um, she's she's just awesome. She really is. When I think of her as an actress and just a businesswoman, she's also a businesswoman. And I don't know, to be across from that, I mean, it's kind of easy, you know? It's kind of easy, so.
So you're saying basically really helps when you've got a great scene partner because
Yeah,
then you
I
just
would,
spark off
yeah,
each other.
yeah. And sometimes you don't, and then, you gotta pick up the slack and fix it. But when you have somebody, across from you, that's great. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Okay. I have to ask you about this.
Okay.
Breaking stuff.
Breaking stuff, okay.
Okay. So Virgin's bucket list, you break a laptop.
I do break a laptop, yes.
You've also thrown quite a few things. I think there's one, oh gosh, it's one of your really early ones. But you throw something, Fated to the Alpha, you throw something at the TV, which actually wedges quite nicely in the TV.
Yes, yes, that is true. I do.
You've definitely thrown a few mobile phones as well.
Yeah, throwing a lot of shit. Yeah.
Is that quite cathartic? Like,
Yes, it's when you read it and you're throwing something. Okay, all right.
and does it always go first take, or is it sometimes multiple takes? It
I
doesn't.
mean, I was a sports guy. I know how to. I definitely have an athletic side. Humbly to say that I've been a sports guy my whole life, and so I'm capable.
Excellent bonus of having your sports background that it is no problem when the script calls on you to break something. I've also seen you bust down a few doors as well.
Yes, yes, I've done it all of the breaking and stuff like that.
But then one of the ones where you got to do more was an Avenging Heiress Plunged into Darkness because there was more of an extended stunt scene in that. You have quite a long fight in some sort of basement, and I think you actually posted that one on your Instagram for a while. So it was
Oh
with
yes.
Kayla Brady.
Yes, yes, yes. I remember. I remember.
But it felt like a
Um,
bit of a step up in choreography and sort of ambition for Verticals with that
yeah,
one.
yeah. We had a stunt coordinator that was great. I forget exactly what it was, but I got really sick, or I got like injured, or I got something. Um, I think I was just extremely sick when filming that, it was really bad, and so I think I had to take a lot of breaks to be able to get myself up to be able to do that. But yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. She's also really really awesome. She's an awesome person, and she's an awesome actress. Kayla Brady.
Yeah. Another one I have to ask you about. Okay, Royal Air breaks my heart in a war zone. So your army one.
Yes.
I have to ask about the scarf. How many
Okay.
takes did it take for the scarf to float in the proper way?
I had a lot of takes. It took a lot of takes. That is true. Yeah, yeah. That was good because a lot of movies that I've watched growing up and that are icons to me filmed at that set in the wherever we were. It's a huge war army base movie set.
Mm.
So that was just great being there. But yeah, the scarf. Yeah, we just kept I went and took a break for a second. I was like, "Let me know when you're done shooting the scarf." But yeah,
Because did they explain to you? Because I came to Verticals from Korean dramas, and it's slightly based on a really famous Korean drama. And that's kind of one of the big
it,
epic moments in the Korean drama that has scarf whips off and kind of goes across. So I think that's what they were trying to recreate.
yeah, they were. That's so funny that you know that. I didn't know anybody would know that. They did come to us before and pretty much say that we were somewhat remaking a very popular, famous Korean drama film, and we did try to somewhat get certain moments that were iconic to that one to be able to input it. So, yeah, it was interesting. You know that I didn't know anybody would actually pick up on that.
Oh, it is very, very good, the Korean drama. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I can also see that if you turn up and you haven't seen it, you're like, why are we going on about scarf? It's like, what the hell
yeah,
is going on?
yeah. It does. From if you didn't know, it's interesting. But when we're remaking somewhat of a film, so then it made sense.
And then just, yeah, was it nice then getting to do, because you have done one or two slightly sportier roles as well. You did a hockey one and particularly the football one. I mean, obviously it's vertical, so there's not a huge amount of sport, but was that quite nice to have that crossover and almost full circle?
Yeah, I think in the times that I was when I became very bear please bear when I became kind of in at the peak of at the beginning of kind of coming in demand, if I can say it like that.
Mm.
When I started to kind of pick what scripts I wanted to be a part of, um, I did know that I wanted to get into just the sports in general. Sports is my
Mm.
whole life, so I wanted to be in that. And so then I started kind of reading scripts that had sports
Mm.
attached. And then I did a football, you know, film, and then we did hockey, and then I don't know, I did a bunch of them. So yeah, so a big thing for me was to get into the sports world.
Which is really interesting because presumably, yeah, you have your pick of scripts. So what do you look for now? Like, what are you like?
What do I look for now?
This will get me out of bed. I will make this.
What do I look for now? I don't know. I think everything for me now in this space is about the fans. There's so many fans. I have so many fans that are so great to me and support
Mm.
everything I do and are so genuine and have been kind of with me for so long. That's kind of what's going to bring something great to them. That's really
Mm.
what matters in this space for that. Obviously, something that's I haven't done before, something that's unique, something that's creative. Um, I don't know, and also I like to work with people that maybe I've worked with them before or I know that they're great. And I have and what I'm about to start soon is I'm working with a couple new people that I've been dying to work with, and we spoke about see if we can get them on the film, and they said yes, and they were excited to be, and I'm so grateful for that, and I'm looking forward to working with these two couple new people soon.
I love that. That's all you can say, presumably. New
Yeah.
people soon. Watch your space.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, excellent. Um, So it sounds like it's more just about what you think appeals to the fans. Have you identified why verticals have taken off so much? Do you have any, like, why have they had such an appeal with people?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. There's something that just hooks everybody to keep watching, and they do, and they support, and they love, and they do everything that I don't know. They just enjoy it, and so you can I didn't know. I started this when it was a baby. Okay, I
Mm.
started this when there wasn't much going on. I didn't know how much this was going to last. I didn't know if it was going to last.
Mm.
Obviously, it is. Obviously, it's here to stay. Obviously, I've been brought into a lot of meetings recently with different people that are getting involved now, coming to me asking about things, and I don't know. It's obviously staying, and there's just a lot going on, and so I think we do have to make sure that uh, the audience is somewhat taken care of, and they're happy, and that's the whole job. That's the whole job is to make an audience feel something and ultimately be happy. That's what else. What else is it?
So what are the roles then that people particularly talk to you about then from fans? What are there ones that you know that they always come up, the certain ones? Or do you find it's
Uh,
just more general and people just support everything?
I think. I mean, they do. They a lot of they. A lot of almost everything I do. My fans are. I mean, geez, they're so awesome. They're so loyal. They're so incredible. They're so great. Um, I mean, yeah, that's just it. That's just it. They're just great. So whatever. Well, sorry, I was thinking so much on how great they are. I forgot what was the question again.
It's just if there's certain roles that always sort of
Oh,
people always mention to you.
I think it's all of them. It's all of them. They just they are very supportive, and I'm very appreciative and grateful to that. So
Okay. So what would you say you've noticed are just the biggest changes now? Because it's interesting you saying obviously everyone's now like it's gone from presumably when you started the verticals were a bit everyone was a bit or whatever verticals and now you're probably the hot ticket in town as someone who really has been in a lot of verticals and I can understand that you're being pulled into a lot of meetings. If Noah will know the answers, we'll ask Noah.
yeah, I mean, are you saying like where they're going in a sense?
Yeah, and I guess just what it's like that there's been such a massive shift from, I guess it felt like it was like a little niche area to now suddenly everyone's interested and wants to get involved.
Yeah, I mean, before there was only a couple actors in it. There was like 8 to 10 guys and 8 to 10 girls technically that were creating films, and it was very little. Now it's so big, and um, you do have a lot of people that have done a bunch of them. I've done 54 uh, shows for this, so I have been around, and I know a lot of other people have done a bunch. So yeah, it started off as something that nobody knew what was going on, and it has grown into something that um, makes a lot of people happy, um, generates money to keep this going, and it's obviously a thing that's here to stay. And in the beginning, I was like, I don't know, I don't, I was movie buff, but it is here to stay for sure. And I'm very grateful to be a part of it. I'm very grateful to be loved in it, and I have a lot of other things going on as well. But I'm very blessed to be here for sure.
You're very good at this because you've just led into my next question of I have other things going on. So anyone who kind of follows you knows that you've just been doing, I think, what everyone hopes for vertical actors, because we all know that much as we love you there, obviously you will have ambitions and hopes beyond being in a phone screen that way round. So obviously doing horizontal.
Mm.
How was that then? Basically just getting to do something totally different and getting to go and I guess partly just having time for a role.
Are you referring to what I worked on
Yes.
recently?
Yes.
Yeah.
American. Are
Um,
we allowed to say American Love Story? That's
Yeah,
out, isn't
yeah,
it? It's in the press
yeah.
that you're in it.
Yes, it is. It is in the
Mm.
it is in the press. Yeah, it was American Love Story, um, and I mean, it was incredible. It was incredible. And I've worked on network shows and in movies before, but it was something that was way different for me, in the sense of, I don't know. I was I was I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into it, but obviously, what's out is that I was playing the role of Michael Bergen, um, and I for sure wanted to uh, tell his story correctly and um, not mess it up.
Mm.
Not I wanted to put him in the light that his story needs to be in. And so yeah, so it was an experience that, for sure, just it did so much for my personal life, actually,
Mm.
in the sense of my soul and my healing and my, I don't know, time. I was in New York for a lot of months, and so that kind of took me out of LA and put me in a different world, and I needed that moment. So it was amazing, and I will definitely speak on it a lot
Mm.
more later down the line. That's just for right now.
Mm.
That's kind of what I have. But yeah, it was incredible. The people are incredible. Um, there are a lot of genuine, kind people there
Mm.
in that world, and I was just blessed and grateful to be brought in and a part of it. And it was just awesome. So yeah, I got a lot more to speak on it, but later down the line.
It's just one question, just out of curiosity. So when you're doing a role that is obviously people's real life, and it's kind of obviously it'll be an interpretation, do they give you like research and go, here's everything you can watch, or is it very much you as an actor decide I can do that or I can do my own thing?
um,
Basically, how much homework was there? Is what I'm asking. Is there like, no, we're going to need to take all this in?
I'll say this. I did so much. I did so much research on Michael. Uh, I did so much research on Michael, uh, and I really felt like I knew him. And also, I'll say that I was in the modeling world for a very long time. I know what goes on in the modeling world. I know how you feel. I know how people make you feel. I know situations you get put in, and so that's kind of why I walked away from the modeling world. It wasn't for me. Um, and so I really connected to him on that level, and I think I don't know, I was very, I understood the feelings that he felt in situations, and I don't know, it was just, it hit home of the understanding of it all. So um, I'll just say, yeah, I wanted to make sure that he was put in a his story was put in a correct light. That's about it.
It's a beautiful answer. You've done that beautifully.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my only hard question. I promise everything's easier. Um, Obviously, you really enjoyed New York. Was there ever a moment where you think, hey, I might come and live and work in New York?
I've been to New York a lot in the last 3 years. I was like flying in New York to film like every month for like 2 years. I love New York. I would stay at the same hotel every single time I'm in New York.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, would I live there? Maybe in the future, but I've always said in the future I'll live in New York, but maybe at that time I'll finally, I'll have a wife, I'll have kids, and I'll be living in Austin, Texas, maybe. I
I mean, you
don't
did
know.
say you're a country boy, so yeah, I can see
I
that.
am. I want to live in Austin, Texas. I want to have a wife. I want to have kids. I want to have a family. Um, and I also want to make movies that people feel, because I in my own personal life, I mean, I don't know, I live for people, making people happy, making people feel something. And so, I really want a family to, I don't know, take care of and love and give them what they deserve. So, yeah.
Talking of families, obviously in verticals you can get thrown into a family quite fast with the children that characters have. How is it working with child actors? Because that's you've got to build a bond pretty darn fast, haven't you?
I mean, yeah, some. I mean, they're all great. I mean, to be a child actor and be put in a position of this fast pace in this, you know, environment, filming environment. I mean, wow, you gotta really have something, and also their parents that are, you know, with them and putting them, and are standing side by side with them in these situations. So yeah, it must be really difficult for them, but they're all great. I mean, we're on this world once. We're on this planet once. What is, I don't know. They're It's great that they're doing it, and I think you have to have fun with it. I got to a point when I was filming that I was like, I stopped having fun. It was so life or death for me to even the smallest littlest scene make it this thing, and it's not. So yeah, I've worked with a bunch of them. I love working with them. They're incredible, and yeah, that's what I'll say.
See, obviously, I know you've kind of spoken that a lot of it's been really intense, but kind of do you remember some of the funniest moments you've had on set? Any ones that like,
Funniest moments on set? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's been so many. I did 54 of these things. At this point, there's so many memories. I'm living on a day-to-day basis over here.
yeah,
I'm living in a moment-to-moment basis. There's been a lot of great moments. I've worked with a lot of great people. I'm very happy with how everything had went. So, yeah, I don't really have one.
are there any people then that you're like, it's really bizarre that I haven't worked with?
There are. I don't want to say their names because I just kind of figured out the situation to work with them in the next 2 weeks, or in the next 2 months. So the two individuals that I have not worked with that I really wanted to work with, I'm going to be now.
Excellent.
We figured out a way to say, and they said yes to do the films with me. So I'm very excited. So you'll have to see when it comes out.
And then kind of, I guess, are there sort of dreams that you'd like to do? Is there anything that you're like, that would be really cool to do?
Dreams. What are my dreams? I want to own a studio one day. I want to own my own movie studio one day. I want to do a film. I love the film Jason. I love Matt Damon's Jason Bourne. It's always been a big thing for me. There's underlying layers of that I really love. Those are really my dreams and aspirations. I don't know. I want to make people happy. That's really all I care about. I want to make people happy. I want to make people smile. I'm a huge Jake Gyllenhaal fan, Matt Damon fan. Those two individuals there's something behind the acting and behind the stuff
Yeah.
that is, to me, is so similar and is so deep in what I feel and see. And I don't know. One day, I'd love to meet those two individuals and speak with them. And I don't know. There's just something about those two that I'm just a massive fan of. So.
I mean, I would agree with you about Born Identity is one of my favourite movies of all time.
One of my favorite movies ever made.
And you can rewatch it endlessly because it's so tight. There's not a wasted moment in it.
I mean, I probably watched it maybe 100 times, or maybe 100 times.
Okay, I think you might just about beat me then. So,
no, I've watched it. I've watched it so many times.
But with Jake Gyllenhaal, what is there a kind of a similar role that you're like? That's the one that I've watched loads.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know Jake Gyllenhaal's personal life, but there's something behind his acting that just, I don't know if it's I don't know. I find something about behind his eyes that is very similar to me. And there's a lot of moments that I have in my life that I just, for some reason, see behind his eyes, him dealing with or handling or going through these same things. And so, I don't know. I love that guy. I've always loved that guy. And I, one day I'd really like to be in his presence and just, I don't know.
I was thinking they could both potentially play your dad.
My dad, yeah. They could play my dad. That's correct.
Which makes me feel old now because I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, they're probably. I'm thinking they must be late 40s, early 50s potentially. Have you worked out how to take time out?
A time out?
Yeah.
Like pause?
As in time for you, time to make Noah happy. Because it sounds like
doing that.
I admire that you should make everyone else happy, but we want you to be happy as well.
I've been doing that recently. I've been taking time for myself. I don't know. I'm still working on that. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm not going to sit here and create something that's not true. I'm still working on it. I have a lot of, I got a lot of, I don't know. I go through a lot in my head. I'm still working on Noah. I'm still working on, how to be myself, how to love myself, how to handle that. I feel better playing another individual. And doing another person's life. I struggle with, finding, what do I do today? I don't know what to do. And so I'm still working on that. All right. I'm still working on Noah. That's what I'll say.
You'll be okay. You'll get her.
Yeah.
It's sort of, I don't know. I'm 45 and I haven't quite got there yet, but it will come.
Yeah.
I have to ask about the car.
My car.
Your car brings you joy.
My car brings joy.
Yeah, I feel we need like I don't know, could it make a cameo in a vertical or does it need to stay separate? Is it too good?
No, I work on it in my free time. 1968 Mustang. I keep it in my garage. It's not my daily driver, but I drive it often. I love it. Yeah, that's my thing. I love cars. Actually, that's my thing. I'm a huge. You know what's actually so funny? I was a huge Paul Walker guy my whole life.
Yeah.
Huge Paul Walker. So, yeah.
Best car movie that you've seen? Would you then say Fast and the Furious?
Yeah, for sure. One of the beginning ones with Paul. I mean, Paul Walker has been he was an inspiration to me growing up. I love that guy. Hit me deep when he passed, and big car guy for sure. Big car guy.
And are you self-taught then with the working on it? Have you just
with the car?
Yeah, self-taught.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I do have a garage that helps and does a lot of the work. I'm not gonna lie. They do a lot. They do a lot of the work for me. They teach me about it. I hang at the garage on days that I have no freaking clue what to do with my life. And they kind of teach me on what to do, how to handle it, how to maintain it, and how to build it. So they're teaching me. But yeah, I've been learning from the garage that I go to.
No, but that's like a really useful life skill, though.
It is knowing how to work on cars for sure. I mean, in the last couple of years, I've definitely learned a lot. And I'm very grateful to that new skill.
Okay. And then the final question is, I just wanted to ask you a bit about travel. So obviously you've done New York, but sort of verticals are filming all over now. But obviously there's other opportunities. Is that something that appeals of working in other countries, whether it's going up to Vancouver or going to Turkey or?
I mean, I'm actually headed to. I'm flying to Turkey in a couple weeks. I fly to Vancouver a lot. I fly to New York a lot. Um, there's been a lot of other places that have reached out to me. London, China, Australia, South Africa. There's Mexico. There's been so many countries that kind of has there. It's so funny. There was one point that I think I counted. There was 19 different countries. There was 1 month, like a long time ago, maybe a year ago. 1 month that like 19 different countries had sent an email about doing one for them, which I thought was insane because I was like, how maybe I think it was actually more than 19. It was crazy. Do I want to? Yes. I would, but I also have 2 dogs at home, and I'm also a homebody. So being away, it's hard for me. I like to be home. I like to be in my little bubble here. I'm happy here. I feel safe here. I like my home. I'm a homebody guy. So that's
I was
really
thinking
it.
that's the biggest thing. If you've got 2 dogs, that's not easy because.
I got two babies. I got 2 babies, and one of them might be pregnant.
No way, you're going to be a dog dad. That's so
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah. One of them. I believe one of them is pregnant, and I think she'll be having babies on November 9th if it all pans out and it's true, which means that puppies would be ready for Christmas. Um, and I mean, my family bred golden retrievers growing up, so uh, having 2 Frenchies and maybe going through that process would be a thing. So I'm for sure going to be working every day for a long time now, up until then, and then maybe when the puppies are delivered, I'll take some time off, be with them. So
That's just like the best thing to end on. Do you know
yeah,
who? Do we know who the father is?
I yes, I do know. I do know who the father is. I do. His name's Rolex, and the father is such a good looking dog, and it's just it's a I don't know. It's a great experience, and I'm very excited to have that go on in my life if that's what ends up happening.
I don't know. I went a bit all vertical then. It was like a contract dog marriage, and the family line had to be carried on, and it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but they're my babies, and I love them. So
Well, I think we probably should just end there because that's such a good way to end. Of just congratulations and good luck with the future puppies, and the fact you probably won't get any sleep. So,
probably not. I'm gonna have to get some some helpers with that. So
have you got anyone lined up who's already said, "Let me come"?
I have a couple people that help me with the dogs because I work so much. I'll definitely have to bring in maybe another person or two to come help me with the whole situation. Maybe a friend, maybe a girlfriend
Yeah.
at the time. Who knows? I don't know. So I got to figure out the whole dog situation, but I'll definitely need some helpers. That is for sure.
I just want to say thank you so much because you're a very busy man and you've made time to talk to me and really, really appreciate it. Thank you for all the amazing roles. I've always been a fan, so you've made me smile a lot and you've made me very happy. So if that is your goal, you have 100% already achieved it. If you stop now, you've made people very, very happy. So thank you. And just, yeah, I hope you're happy too. And all good luck with all the things you've got coming out soon.
Well, thank you very much, Jen. I think I speak for myself and everybody else. You've been so many people love you and appreciate your energy and your kindness and your generosity and your time. And it's not overlooked. A lot of people see that. And so, just from me and I think from everybody else, thank you for everything that you do. It's very much appreciated. And a lot of people love you. They do. They appreciate you. They appreciate you. That's the main thing that I think you need to know as for they appreciate you, they respect you, they love you. So thank you very much
Thank you.
from myself and everybody else.